What's up, fellas? Welcome back to the channel. We got another free pick for you on deck. We are about even in our last few free picks. Dropped the last one, but got the one before that. And we got another late game play for you guys today. If you're tuned into the channel for the first time, we do a bunch of YouTube videos where we break down our free pick every single day. Do a little bit of an in-depth analysis as well as some angles that we're attacking and some sides, some trends that we are siding with and that we are looking at to back up the value that we are seeing on a certain team. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, you've probably heard about Player Profit. It's a partnership that we have recently started. If you're in our premium Discord, the link is in the bio. You've probably heard about Player Profit, but essentially what Player Profit is it is a way for you to become funded as a sports bettor, which basically means you are betting with someone else's money. This company essentially wants to find professional sports bettors and sports bettors that are finding value and profiting long term. And obviously, they will fund you to do this and to make them money long term. You keep 70% of the profit, they keep 30%. It's a win for both parties, and you bet completely risk-free. So if you're into this, if you're interested in this, the link is in the bio for this to join the Discord, and the link for Player Profit is over there. I'm going to be doing a full in-depth breakdown on Player Profit and kind of walk you guys through the whole website, how to become funded, how to pass the challenges, and what I did personally to pass the challenges as well, and just give you guys more tools that you can utilize to become profitable sports bettors in the long run. That is why we're all here. I want to educate, I want to inform you guys, and I want to obviously send you guys some winners. So we'll get into the free pick today. But once again, links in the bio. But yeah, your free pick today is in the LA Dodgers and San Francisco Giants game. It is the last game, I believe. It's the last game tonight on this Wednesday slate. And we are rolling back we're going back to the well with the Giants on the run line at +1.5 at -130. We took them 2 days ago at basically the exact same price. It was like that -125 range. We are rocking with the Giants at +1.5. Once again, they got the job done for us in a 3-2 ball game, covering that +1.5 2 days ago. And we're looking for a similar game, a lot of similarities with this game. Yesterday's game, they lost 5-2, but that was a much different stylistic and statistical matchup than the game 2 days ago and this game are. There's a lot of similarities, and we'll kind of break it down. But first, we'll get into some of the trends. So I've talked about the Dodgers' struggles with leaving men in scoring position. That is what this chart shows below, or right on the screen here, as it shows the rankings for teams that leave runners in scoring position. Now, the Dodgers are last on this list, meaning they leave an average of 7.32 men in scoring position. The last game, they left 10 guys in scoring position, and at home, they averaged 6.65 runners in scoring position. Now, why is this? A big part of this is the Dodgers' offense is very potent. We know they have some weapons from Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, who's having a breakout year. They have a very, very potent offense that is reliant on the long ball, the home runs, and they are reliant on extra base hits. So they're not a huge singles team. They're not a huge gap-to-gap team, but they do what they do very, very well. And this causes some trouble for them as they have a lot of runners on base per game, more than the standard team, once again, because they have that potent offense. But again, their reliance on the home runs and their reliance on the extra base hits clears bases more often than it actually leaves guys in scoring position. So when they are, in a bases loaded 2-out situation, or, their guys are getting on base via the walk, it is difficult to move them in with singles and get those guys to cross the plate without the home run, and that is why they're struggling with runners in scoring position. Along with this game today, there's actually winds blowing in. We're seeing a low total as well, with high air density. So the Dodgers' ability to hit home runs will be hindered, and they will struggle to get runners across the plate. Now, the Giants are an opposite team. They are a station team. They rely on the gaps. They rely on the singles, the stolen base. They have a very good eye. They're one of the lowest teams in chase percentages. They're one of the highest teams in walk rate, and they don't swing at a lot of pitches that are outside of the zone. Now, why this is important is because Tyler Glasnow, he was a Cy Young candidate at one point. He's been having a dominant year for the Dodgers. He is on the bump. And the way to beat Tyler Glasnow is to force him to make good pitches and to come into the zone. Tyler Glasnow has nasty stuff. but oftentimes he struggles with command, but teams chase the command because he has such good pitches that a lot of times these pitches end up outside of the zone and teams go chasing. The Giants are not this team. The Giants don't chase. They're very disciplined, and Tyler Glasnow will have to come to them. Now, the Giants are also low here at 23rd ranked in the MLB at leaving guys in scoring position. However, they've played very stiff competition, and like I said, they're relying on the singles, they're relying on the stolen bases, and stuff along those nature, where they're going station to station rather than relying on the home run and the long ball. So that 6.91 number is far less concerning when backing the Giants as opposed to backing the Dodgers. We'll also get into basically just what I said, reliance on home run. So MLB home runs per 9. We'll go here, and this is pitching, so limiting home runs. This is a pitching stat here. The Giants are 6th in the MLB. They average only giving up 1 home run per game. As you can see in their last 3, that number is just a bit increased. In a way, they're actually better. They actually give up under 1 home run away. And like I said, there's going to be high air density in Dodger Stadium today, so that home run ability for the Dodgers will definitely be hindered. And now we're going over to some game simulations. So this is a website that basically plugs in a bunch of numbers, a bunch of statistical numbers. It factors in the pitching metrics. It factors in all the hitting metrics, factors in the weather. But it's a very analytical-based website. So we'll go down here to the Dodgers game, and they actually have this final score being 4.69 to 4.15. Now, obviously, this is a rough estimate. It is a model. You can't use a model as your 100% true north. This is what's going to happen in the game. But it's a good idea to get a baseline. The current money line for the Giants is plus 175, and the model has it at plus 142. And I like to use this model because it's very analytically and statistically generated. So it doesn't account for the human element, or line movement, or stuff along those lines. Sorry, I can't really speak. But it does do a good job of analyzing the stats and the metrics that back each team, and it generates its own implied win percentage. As you can see, that win percentage is plus 142, or the odds are plus 142. This model also regresses back to the market, which I talk about very frequently. Regressing back to the market is a massive component when you're curating a model or when you're following someone else's model, because the market number is always more accurate than one model possibly could be, because the market number is an all-encompassing number that factors in all of the information that is being baked in by sharp bettors that use models, sharp bettors that use top-down method, people that are steam chasing. It factors in everything, whereas one model doesn't. So this model actually regresses back to the market at, I think it's 8%. So this plus 142 number is actually lower. So just a good sign overall, as well as this total differential being only half a run when we are taking the run line at plus 1.5. Some batter versus pitcher matchup. Obviously, we know Glasnow is a very, very good pitcher, and this is a bunch of red here. However, the home run could be the difference because Robbie Ray is getting the start for the San Francisco Giants. A lot of people don't know him, but he has been in the MLB pretty frequently, barely pitched last season and has not pitched this season. But before that, he pitched 4 or 5 seasons in the majors with the Blue Jays, I believe. But the Giants have the ability to hit home runs today, as you can see with all these green numbers. These are percent changes versus their typical. And these numbers are green, meaning basically every person in their lineup, with the exception of Lamont Wade Jr., because he's a lefty primarily, has an increase change percentage versus their usual percentage to hit a home run. Now, this is because Tyler Glasnow has severe amounts of power, and the Giants are a power fastball hitting team. So when Tyler, pumps that fastball down the middle, the Giants will not rely on generating their own power because the power is going to be coming from Glasnow. And I think we see the Giants hit 1 or 2 home runs in this game, and that could be the difference in them covering this run line. And we'll also talk about Tyler Glasnow versus the Giants. So he's faced them twice this season, as you can see here, on June 29th and on April 3rd. In both of these games, the Giants won. One of the games the Giants won, but Tyler Glasnow's ERA was 4.5 and 15 in those 2 games. So the Giants are very familiar with Glasnow. They totaled 11 hits and 8 earned runs. So the Giants are familiar with Glass now. They're familiar with his pitch arsenal. And lastly, or second to lastly, we're looking at run line trends here. So this is as an away underdog. I've talked about the Giants being one of the better away underdog teams in the MLB. They're 22-13 on the run line as an away underdog. That's good for almost 63% with an ROI of about 6.5%. So that means every time if you were to blindly take the Giants as an away underdog on the run line, you would return 6.9% of your bet every single time, which is pretty elite level territory. And then the last piece I want to touch on here is the bullpen. So the Dodgers bullpen has been heavily used the past few days. There was a little bit of a scare in the ninth inning yesterday. They used Evan Phillips and they used Alex Vesia, two of their more reliable arms. So they are going to be struggling to rally together bullpen guys, and I think the Giants should take advantage. Low total. I think they keep this one close. Historically, division rivals with a total under 8. They cover the +1, or the game ends with a margin of exactly 1 run about 33% of the time. So just another good trend there. A lot of things pointing in the Giants' favor here. Even though Glasnow has been very dominant, I expect a low-scoring game, and I expect the Giants to cover the run line. As always, best of luck, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.